If you are interested in acquiring any of my Overkill's tutorial guides from Microsoft Flight Simulator, or simply interested in supporting the channel, please consider joining us on Patreon. Patreon subscribers level tier 2 and above have access to all of my guides, as well as any future releases that come down the road. Patreon link can be found in the description below. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Microsoft Flight Simulator news and updates, and we're going to jump right into it. First off, with the PMDG 737, and actually, it's just a PMDG series, really, the Universal EFB tablet. The lead developer, Robert from PMDG, has once again stated that they are very, very close and at the end of the process to releasing the EFB. However, once again, still did not provide any kind of actual date as to when it would be released in its latest forum post. Now, the really cool thing about it, you guys, is that it is it is being tested, it is being processed, it is supposed to be a universal tablet again amongst all aircraft. So again, it's one of those things that I'm not like too crazy about. I think my biggest thing with the EFB at this point is just stop mentioning it until it comes out at this point, because this is probably the fourth video that I've done talking about the tablet news video in the last 6 months, where we haven't really heard anything outside of it's being worked on. Now they are expecting to start releasing some preview images, some preview videos, some updates that will start implementing the process of the tablet. So, crossing fingers that hopefully this is sooner than later. But let's get talking on to something else that I'm really hoping to see sooner than later, and that is the 777 from PMDG. Now, there's some pretty awesome stuff that he did state, and that is, for example, the handling, quote unquote, the handling characteristics and feel of flying the 777 is unmatched by any other airliner, and we have that replicated to perfection in the Microsoft Flight Simulator environment, end quote. That's bold. Now, and when I say bold, do not mistake that for doubt. The one thing that you cannot deny, PMDG does an absolutely amazing job with their aircraft. You cannot take that away from them. Their aircraft is extremely authentic, extremely high fidelity, very, very accurate in just about every way the aircraft can be implemented into any form of simulation, whether it be X-Plane 11, B3D, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it doesn't really matter. They definitely take whatever simulator platform they have and push it right to the edge of the limits, bringing as close to a realistic situation as they feasibly can with whatever aircraft they happen to be working with. So when I say bold, I mean that is exciting. That's exciting to hear that he's willing to call it that. We have replicated it to perfection in the Microsoft Flight Simulator environment. I cannot wait. The 777, a real 777, not someone who's selling a piece of junk and charging people an exuberant amount of money for it, and then trying to, let's get off that. You guys know who I'm talking about. So they aimed to have the 777 in beta testing by the end of September, but unfortunately it has slipped. Many of the development team who were on board with the 777 unfortunately had deal with illnesses and other personal matters. It sounds like that pushed the development process back, which obviously we all know real life comes first. So my biggest shout out to everybody on that team. I hope all is well and everybody's back to tip top shape, because real life comes first, and I certainly know how that goes. Being a guide creator, I've had a lot of things happen in the last few months that really put things back. So I can relate, and it's not something you take lightly. It really beats the crap out of you mentally, because you have this big anchor hanging over your head of where you wanted to be and things that you wanted to have released, and when it doesn't happen, it sucks. So real life can be a pain in the butt, as we all know. So hope all is well on the PMDG team, guys. Big shout out to you guys. And finally, a new DC-6 update is also in the works that addresses many of the issues with the gyro pilot tracking, and PMDG has worked with Working Title to track down the issue. So, anytime you hear the words Working Title and PMDG, I kind of want to see that mesh build and build and build, because then you're just right on the road to awesomeness. So again, cross your fingers, guys. Hopefully the universal tablet will be on its way out. Coming soon is what we've got. Previews for the tablet are coming soon, directly from the words of the lead developer. 777, an unmatched and highly replicated to perfection flight characteristics on the 777 Microsoft Flight Simulator in place. So cross your fingers that that means good news for a 777 release, hopefully in 2024. Man, I'd love to get ahead of that. And by the way, the 2024 release date, that's just speculation and me crossing my fingers. News from a team we haven't heard of in quite a while here, at least in the public news realm, if you will, is the FlyByWire team. The FlyByWire team has recently put an update for their development version of the A32NX. For those of you who may not, by some miracle, be aware, the A32NX is a freeware A320neo from FlyByWire Simulations that is, again, very high fidelity, very, very accurate aircraft. Not quite up to the par, I would say, when it comes to complexity. Phoenix is probably still ahead of them, but my preference between the two, honestly, to this day, is still the Flyby. I love the FlyByWire A320. I just absolutely enjoy it. And so what they've done is they've completely redesigned their soundscape. Everything from a quote-unquote both interior and exterior sounds, new sounds related to gear drag, ground roll, yellow electric pump leaks, onboard printer, a brand new boarding complete soundbite, all for the aircraft soundscape. So it sounds like they've done just about redone everything, which, as you guys know, sound is a big thing in immersion. If you can have the coolest looking aircraft, the most accurate visual fidelity of an aircraft, but if the sound is terrible, it will throw you out of that immersion so quick you will think that you're still watching TV back in the 90s. But I'm an 80s kid, I'm allowed to say that. Anyways, so if you guys are interested, remember, you must use the FlyByWire installer and you want to select the development version, which is what I use. I stay away from the experimental one. I've had one too many bad strikes with it, which is fair, by the way, not slamming anyone. But experimental is a little too risky for me when you're a content creator, and things tend to break halfway through the flight and make you very, very upset. And it's not their fault. It's your fault for picking something that says experimental and thinking that you should do a video on that. Anyways, so once again, FlyByWire A32NX updated soundstage. Make sure that you guys use the installer, select the development version. And finally, you guys, I already did a video on this. I'm sure you have seen this one out there. But if you guys look at this particular aircraft, this is November 852 Tango Bravo, which is a TBM 850 from BlackSquare Simulations. This thing is absolutely incredible, you guys. It was an absolute joy to fly this plane the other day. Gosh, it was so cool. I'm already working on a guide. If you guys are interested in supporting me on Patreon, please consider that. We're about 40% in through the guide already. I am hauling tail, turning names on this thing. I am so enraptured by this aircraft. This aircraft is slick. Gosh, the flight model is absolutely outstanding. The texturing is beautiful. The modeling of all of the systems, electrical systems, every single circuit breaker, every single button, every single switch is modeled and does what it is supposed to do. And for those of you who don't know, this is a really awesome tribute they did here for, I don't know if everybody's caught it. If you have not watched already, I highly recommend that you guys watch and subscribe to the YouTube channel Stevo1Knievo. He, for years and years, flew November 851 Tango Bravo, which is another TBM 850, matching the livery paint scheme that you are seeing here on the screen. And I do believe BlackSquare Design did a tribute to Stevo1Knievo doing November 852 Tango Bravo that we are able to fly here in Microsoft Flight Simulator. It's an astounding aircraft, you guys. It is so great. For anyone who's been watching my channel for any length of time, I've been a big TBM 930 fan right about since the start of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. And I've been through every single part of its development. I have a TBM guide for the 930 already. It's been out for a very long time. Been monitoring it through all of its updates, every mod, and from the mix mods that were absolutely fantastic, all the way through the working title to the AAU2 adjustments. The 930 has been my favorite. And but the 850 is what I always wanted. I always wanted this 850 in the sim, and boy, do we have it, you guys. It is gorgeous. It is absolutely gorgeous. It flies beautiful, has a ton of great features, doors open, engine compartment, maintenance, pre-flight checks that you can do, all kinds of great stuff. Like I said, everything is modeled on it. You have multiple avionics suites, everything from the GNS 530 stack with the 430, I believe. You also have, you can have the 430 over here. I think you also have the 530 over here. I think it's these two switches right here. This switch here adjusts the two avionics options here, and I think it's the 530 and this one here. And then over here you have the 530, the GTN 750, and then or you can put this radio stack over here instead. So you can go complete analog if you want. Really, is what it can do. You can get rid of all of your glass screens, but it is so beautiful, you guys. It is so beautiful and so much fun to start. Having all three levers, having your condition lever with the prop pitch and your actual throttle control, kicking it back a couple days. I mean, like I said, the TBM 930 was a blast, but this one is so much more fun. And the flight model was incredible. It is so incredible to fly this thing. It flies so smooth, so realistic. You get into turbulence and storms and whatnot. Like, I know I'm sounding like an absolute fanboy here, you guys. But two things. First off, when it comes to the TBM series, I am a fanboy, okay? Made that part pretty clear. But second thing, just in case you guys are wondering if I'm BlackSquare fanboy, this is the first BlackSquare product that I've ever owned, okay? Wait, that might not be true. I think I have the Baron G58 analog update. So I might have lied to you right there. I'm sorry, okay? Don't hold it against me. But I am telling you, if you love this genre of aircraft, that sort of between private jet and general aviation mix, right? Go with it, you guys. Got a cruise ceiling or a max service ceiling of 31,000 feet, so we can get up there pretty close to the big boys. Definitely high enough to have a good time with it. The pressurization system is modeled so perfectly. You actually have to put in your landing elevation here. Guys, trust me. And I'm sorry, not here. But yeah, you guys can tell I've been all over this aircraft lately. But highly, highly recommend this one, you guys. It was so much fun. It's just an absolutely beautiful plane. Yeah, there you go. There's your, so here's your radio stack for this side. And then here's your options here. GTN 750, the 530, yep, and the KXT, that's what it is. The KXT 55. I always forget that radio stack is called. But so you can really do a lot of different variants here. Anyway, I digress. TBM 850 from BlackSquare. If you guys haven't caught it already, I'm a big fan and highly recommend you guys pick this up. I think it's right around $40 US, give or take a little bit, but definitely worth every penny. They did such a great job with this plane. Anyways, that is going to wrap up today's news and updates for Microsoft Flight Simulator. If you guys know of any other cool stuff, please comment it down below. Let us know about it. It's always great to share the information, be able to interact with you guys. Make sure that you guys are joining the Discord. Our link to Discord is down in the description below. We'd love to have you guys on. It's a growing community. More and more members are arriving every day. It's fun to see everybody chatting and geeking it out with simulation stuff in there. And anyway, love to have you on board. And don't forget about Patreon, guys. If you guys are interested in supporting the work that I do even further or interested in any of the guides that I've already put out, love to have you on there as well. Obviously, yes, that sounds self-serving. Well, it kind of is. It's why I do it. But anyways, appreciate all the love and support no matter where it comes from, guys. Stay safe and healthy, and I'll see you in the next one.